Hello there, crafty friends. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. All right. Well, I've been playing around with the inks and the paints. Leaving off from where I was last time. This is what I did. I never did get the Mod Podge. I got out the modeling paste and the ink sprays and a little bit of watercolor and also the acrylic medium. These are not dry, but this was just playing around. This is a fake leaf. This is the real thing. And the ridges have nice texture. Modeling paste. At one point, I just crinkled up an entire leaf and sprinkled it on. So that is crumpled up leaf remnants that you're seeing there. This one's not really dry yet. This one's not dry either. This one I just started making my own flowers. This one is crumpled up leaves with acrylic medium. Not dry yet. And I want to paint on there. Even though that's watercolor paper, I put some acrylic paints that I want to use. And let's see. Now, here's the ones that are dry. I sprayed them. This one's nice and dry. Okay. Let me get my paint. Got my water. Let's go in the purple. A little water on there. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going by how I feel. Like, purple needs to go here, so okay. Totally forgetting about the leaf itself. The whole point is to paint the leaf, but I wandered off into another galaxy. Yes, I think it's going to stick on there and not soak through, I think. Turquoise and purple is such a great combo, don't you think? Peacock colors. I love the ridges, painting on the ridges. I think they're called the veins of the tree. I mean the leaf. These are maple leaves. Let me get my paper towels. put a little bit of water on here. And don't throw away your paper towels because you can use them for projects. Let me show you the Lysol wipes that I used. If I can find them. What are they called? They're called Lysol disinfectant wipes. I put them up to dry, but I'll show you. I got out my Lysol disinfectant wipes to mop up the extra. Ooh, very tie-dye-ish, boho-ish. And these are not dry yet, but I saw a video. Oh, I don't know if I can ever find it again, but she waits till these dry and then she makes dresses and puts them on paper dolls. Do I have a paper doll available? Well, I sure do. She makes dresses and then puts pearls on it. And anyway, there's yet another idea. It's all wet. Yes, I just happen to have a paper doll. You can find anything you want on my desk. All right, let me put these up real quick to dry. I'm sure there's other full videos of, yeah, I haven't looked, but I'm sure there is. Using your wipey paper. There's painty paper and there's a wipey paper, I guess. I don't know. What would you call it? Your used paper towel. Anyway, this is pretty interesting. Does Posca pen work on wet? I bet it does not. Ooh. Why is my Posca pen all runny? Well, I can just play around with this when it's a little more dry. Blend that in. Pretty! And this, you can just endlessly change it and add to it. Here's another one. Can I paint on you? That is the question. Let me get a little orange paint, a little bit of water. I like this. Of course, before when I just used ink and it just soaked right into the leaf, I didn't try paint, but you know, without acrylic medium. I showed this on the last video. So maybe if I would have used acrylic, I don't know, it takes a lot of practice to know what you're doing. However, you don't need to know what you're doing. This is all intuitive and seeing what happens. Sometimes you're just painting along, you don't have any plan at all, and then you accidentally find a cool technique. Like the edges, I think would look really cool painted one color. think white looks really good. Makes the ridges show. You could use it as a stencil too, I guess. You could paint an entire landscape scene with your little tiny brushes. Anyway, I don't want to fiddle with that because I'm done with the leaf now. We can see paint goes on it. However, gotta wait till it dries to make sure it doesn't soak into the leaf again. I don't think it will. All right, let me just go on now to paint some. Thanks for hanging out with me, by the way, while I just play around. I'm always going to want to paint flowers. Like this right here reminds me of stems. Yeah, sometimes I turn it around and just use this, the other side of the brush. Tulips, red tulips. Don't you just love the red tulips? They come in all colors. Poppies, do poppies come in more than one color, or are they just red? We're going to have the outline of this. This looks like a heart down here. Don't be afraid to paint on the ridges. I love a good ridge, don't you? Beautiful! This flower has me baffled up here. Just baffled. Take a little white in there for highlights. You have to know where your light is coming from. It's coming from this way, I guess. So you put a little light here. And a little light here. Because the light is shining down. I am just going by what I've heard here and there. You know, I am not a teacher by any stretch of the imagination. This looks like a tulip. Ooh, now I'm seeing it. This flower up here is kind of a, what would I call it? Tiger lily? Chrysanthemum? I don't know. Too much. All right, I'm going to leave it alone. It's an impressionistic flower painting. Better let that one dry, and I want to go on to the next one. I got leaves all around. Ooh, turquoise. Right away, this gives a turquoise mood. Add a little water. It looks like a water puddle when you're walking along and it has just rained and you've got leaves all over the place and you've got a little pool of water that has collected. That's what I see. Then you see little ripples of water. That is not how you paint ripples. The very light ripples. When the raindrop comes down, it makes very light circles. If you've ever noticed the raindrops. All right, I need to go on to the next one. Oh, how about this one? No, I'm just going to let these dry. And I just want to paint one more flower. Let's make it a good one. As opposed to a bad one. Who wants a bad flower? How about yellow? Excuse me. Well, my brush is a little dirty. Not giving me a nice yellow color that I want. My water's dirty. Better to dump your water outside or in a paint jug or something and put it. If you put it down your sink, paint is not good down the sink. First of all, it will mess up your pipes. I always like to put petals. It's the first thing I do. In this particular shape. It kind of looks like a sunflower, kind of a daisy, kind of a daffodil. Ooh, how about a daffodil? This first sign of spring. We're not in spring at all. Hmm. All right, now we need to go on to green. And now we're back to fall. Because I made it into a tree with fall leaves. How tricky of me. I came in like a ninja. I came in like a wrecking ball. All right. Leaves. I don't have a little detail brush, so I'm just going to make shapes of leaves. And you could make polka dots. Blue. Blue is not a color of fall leaves, but it is now because you can do anything you want.